My name is Rocío Briceño. I happen to be a computer engineer, administrator as well, that ended up in Harvard studying public leadership and become vice president candidate of my country by a phone call that I just received. So, I mean, like, that is part of the story. I am co-founder of something called, and I said something because it's something. It's not, well, it's an organization because when people get together to do something, there is an organization. But it is called Social Impact Agile, that actually is a movement that I created with Alistair Cockburn, one of the writers of the manifesto. When we said, like, why there is like not too many successful in social impact efforts, in social impact projects. And I said, well, it's because of you, I blame you. I mean, you attach the manifesto just to software. So I mean that when you say like software, Scrum Master, user stories, I'm blaming as well Sutherland and the rest. I mean, like, how come you want the other people that is not related to that to understand that? So he said, well, let's fix it. So we wrote a new manifesto that is the Social Impact Agile Manifesto. And after that, I created the movement and kind of the organization that is Social Impact Agile. So what we try to do, we try to create or make a difference. I mean, I know, like, when you have love in your life, food in your plate, you are beautiful, you want to improve the world. That is the next logical thing to do, don't you? It happens to you too, because everybody here, I think, like, have those basic needs already solved. So the next thing to do is to improve the world. So we want to make a difference. Of course, sometimes make a difference requires as well money. So we gathered together, we're 5 of us, and we wrote this manifesto. This is Alistair, Gerardo, Blister, myself, and two more people that they mention my name, but we are like out of the movement. So we wrote that, and we say, like, let's see what happens. So far it's kind of like self-organizing effort. We're still growing. There are people all around the world that normally send me an email, and they said, like, I want to join that. And I said, well, welcome. What do you want to do? And we have some objectives. Something is happening with the presentation that doesn't show, like, the colors. We have 5 commitments. And those 5 commitments are referring to the commitments that has to have anyone in order to make a social project using Agile. Clear and shared objectives, beneficiaries that are actively involved, because sometimes development and social projects are just made by PhD over there somewhere, thinking about people with a need, but they don't really feel that need. So you have to involve those things. Teams with social passion, transparency, and I will go to one story where I use these commitments and where we have like a really tough situation. I was working in the Inter-American Development Bank. I just got hired by them one day. And they called me and they said, there is a water shortage. And I was like, water shortage? Yeah, for the entire city. What city? Tegucigalpa is one really amazing city in Central America. It's a really important city of Honduras. It's the capital of Honduras. And they happen to have problems with the water supply. First, like 1 day a week, later 2 days a week. At the end, when we have this phone call from the president asking for help, they just have water 2 days per week for the entire city. So this was a mess. I mean, like, if you have been without water, you know what I am talking about, and especially if you have kids or people that are sick in your house, or if you have pets, I mean, that gets terrible. There is no development, there is no business, there is no nothing if there is no water. So I was in the office that day, and they said, like, there is a total city without water. They want to fix it using Agile. And I was like, okay. You are expert in Agile, don't you? Yes. So we have what we say to the president. Okay, let's say that we will do it. I mean, like, I don't know how, but we will do it. So I get a bunch of people that are specialists in communications. Because, you know, me as an engineer by profession, I know I need the help from the people that are professional in communication, because that is why they study a career in order to become professional in that. And when you are a leader, you have to be a good communicator. But normally, we start to doing like the plan or the analysis or the like research and stuff and throw like theories and stuff, and we forget about the basic, and the basic is communicate with the people and get the stakeholders involved. So when I talked to the communicators, they said, well, we have to go there. That is pretty logical. So they went over there. They went to the Honduras. They realized that the population has like a lot of construction. You can see in the picture. But the government didn't have like the infrastructure for the water ready in order to afford that the structures that we're building. And the business were coming, and like money talks, so they buy the things. They buy sometimes the permissions, but there is no water. And the most important thing that these communicators told me is that most of the people just didn't care. And I was like, how come you don't care that you have water? No, they have their own tanks that is like filled once a week or something, but they think they will have water later on because they have money, and they don't care about the others that doesn't have water. And this like lack of awareness about what other people need was making this huge mess in the city. So I was like, okay, I know Agile. I can do design thinking. I can apply Scrum. I can apply Scrum at scale. I could apply Heart of Agile. I could apply, I don't know, mention what. But how we can make the people to care about the other ones, to care about their neighbor. So then I collect another specialist because we need a sociologist. So the sociologist came, the specialist in water came. I mean, the government and the multilateral organization, the bank, gave us the money and the empowerment. So money was not a problem, empowerment was not a problem. We have the blessing from the president. But you have to do a difference. You have to solve the situation. And I realized by myself will be like impossible. So I started a call about 50 Agile coaches in Latin America. And I received like the 50 ones that were able to go with me to Tegucigalpa in order to make a boot camp. We reserved a whole hotel. We put 400 people over there from several sectors: private, public, education, construction, infrastructure, people like from the poorest sector, people with money, with the richest sector of the city. And I was making a combination with these 50 Agile coaches. And I said, like, if you are an Agile coach, I mean, if you are here, let's say that I can, what is your name? Eric. That I can say, Eric, you are here. You are in this conference. That means that you know about this topic. You have interest about this topic. I can bet that you are really good in what you say. So come with me, and let's do a difference. We need to put water in Tegucigalpa. So that was the challenge. So they were like doing their best, these 50 Agile coaches, in order to use all the techniques, in order to understand these people, but as well, the most important part is making them aware that they have to care about each other, and they have to care about politics, and they have to care about respect the rules, because if they continue breaking the rules, they will continue making a mess with the water. So at the end, because I don't want to make you like worried about this story, we use design thinking, Heart of Agile, Scrum, Scrum at scale. We were using value stream mapping. We were using like retrospective. We were using powerful question techniques. During the 3 days that we were having the boot camp, we used cards on the wall, and we ended up with 10 possible projects to solve this situation, already with the money to finance that, and with the commitment to the several sectors in order to work on that. So we improved the situation. Still, Tegucigalpa is not like the place without any shortage of water, but it's better than when we make the intervention. So I have to say that was successful. It wasn't successful because of the method. It was as successful because of the commitment and because of the 50 Agile coaches that wanted to make a change as well with their neighbors, with Tegucigalpa. And we used the clear and shared objectives, beneficiaries that were already involved, the teams with social passion, the transparency, and the frequent and visible results. Okay, after that, you can say like, okay, what is next? Can you do that in a city? But can you do an entire Agile country? And one day I was visiting my mom because I live in Washington, D.C. Sorry, I am not really good using this. Can we go to the other one, to the last one? It's the last one before me, he broke it. Okay, let's see. That one, no. Oh, well. I am not going to touch it. One more. There one. So thank you. I did it. So I was just visiting my mom in Costa Rica. And I have to go to do some errand at the bank, normal things that you do over there. I mean, make a line, really boring line. No one can get fun when you are making a line for the bank for errands. And suddenly I received a phone call. And I was checking all these WhatsApp messages. Somebody were asking about my phone number. And I was like, who is looking for me? I mean, like, suddenly I received a phone call. Hello, hello. Rocio, yes. You are in Costa Rica? Yes, I am visiting my mom. Who are you? Well, you don't know me. Well, I know that. So, well, we are talking to you from the Liberal Progressives Party. Oh, no, I don't have money. I cannot bring you anything. Well, we know that the next year it will be like the elections. I already told you that I don't have money. No, I am not reaching you about that. So why you are reaching me? I am making a line for the bank, so please go to the point because I don't have time to lose with the politics. I am not a politician. So he told me, well, I have heard about you and the things that you have been doing in Agile in other countries. And I was, yes. So we want to create an Agile country. And this phone call is to tell you to stay in Costa Rica, don't go back to the USA, and run as candidate for vice president for the country. I was like, there is a camera here? Or? But actually that happened, so I was like, can I have some minutes to finish my errand at the bank? I will go back to my house. And I remember that I just sent a text message to my mom telling, they want me to become vice president of the country. What do you think? And she said, like, weren't you at the bank? Yes. And later on, calling my husband, who is American, and I was like, honey, they want me to run as vice president candidate of the country to make an agile country. And he said, like, babe, is it not a scam? So I met this guy, and I ended up quitting my job, being like almost pretty much all the year without a job, living from my savings, in order to create the journey to how to make Agile 323 governmental institutions, applying some kind of lean, making as well deciding what people is going to be involved in this effort, and trying to do the same thing that we did with the water, but for an entire government plan. Suddenly to happen that we lost the elections. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because it was on February 6th. We won the 11% of the Congress positions with an Agile proposal. So that is like the story. We use 5 commitments. These are the key points that we use in the government plan. And pretty much that's it.